hard-pressed to find more experienced attorneys when it comes to major felonies, sex crimes, attempted homicides, anything like that, because between Nathan and I and Megan and the rest of the attorneys in the office, we just have a ton of experience in those types of cases. And a lot of that comes from the background of prosecution. So Nathan was a prosecutor in the Marine Corps. I was a felony prosecutor down in Beaverhead County. So we did every possible felony there is. Trial experience when it comes to that. Did attempted homicide trials back in Indiana and other major felonies. What I would say to potential clients why they should reach out to us is I think we separate ourselves from the competition when it comes to communication with our clients, transparency. A lot of people get an attorney and they won't hear from them for 6 months or something like that. And that's the biggest complaint that we hear is communication with clients. And I think we separate ourselves in that way. And then as far as results, all you got to do is go to our website. I think we would put our results up against anybody here in the state when it comes to what we're able to do. And at the end of the day, justice is the goal, but there's also a lot of mitigating factors out there for people that, hey, 99% of people out there made a mistake, want to own up to it, and want to take responsibility. The 1%, that's a different conversation. But I think we're in a great position to offer a ton of services for clients.
Montana State Spring Football coverage continues. Checking in now in Bozeman with Montana State quarterback Justin Lamson, coming off of a national championship run and a most outstanding player in the national championship game in Nashville. Justin, thanks for being here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
I know we got to talk to you after the game, but always chaotic when it's a press conference with 50 people in there, and you guys are trying to compartmentalize all these emotions and the on-the-field celebration and all that. But now it's been a couple months. Has it really sunk in what you guys accomplished in Nashville? And if so, what's it feel like?
Yeah, I think it's definitely sunk in. And, I think at this point, we're trying to move on to the next season, and but still holding that. I don't think you're ever going to lose that you won the national championship last year. And definitely after that game, when I talked to you last, it was there was a lot of emotions. But it's been great, and just seeing how the community's reacted to it, it's been awesome.
It's such an interesting balancing act, right, as a competitor, because on one hand, you do want to sort of savor it and appreciate what you've accomplished. But then on the other hand, it's sort of like back to work, right? You guys only had like 2 weeks off before you dove into winter conditioning. So how do you sort of keep the sword sharp, so to speak, and get after it again while still sort of acknowledging what you guys accomplished?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of reminders from the coaching staff, and then leaders being good leaders and keeping everybody in check. I think at the end of the day, the motto of every guy I'm sure that you've interviewed is a lot of guys are trying to get to the next season, and how can we get better, because there's a lot that we could be better at, and I don't know, I think that's such a important thing. But no, I think it comes from the top, and then guys, responding to that and following that lead.
Well, the pursuit of a national championship was such a definitive and sort of uniting goal at Montana State for not just your guys' group, but for a really long time, right? That's sort of what the program's been building towards. Ever since they snapped the streak against the Grizzlies back in 2002, it's sort of been like that's the brick-by-brick approach that they've taken. And to me, that was one of the coolest parts about the MSU National Championship is how much everybody from around Bobcat Nation sort of got to celebrate it, right? The former players, you saw all the guys that were there, the boosters, the people that have supported the program for all these different years and generations and all that. But how do you sort of keep the next goal in focus? Because it's been forever. All you guys have had this common goal. We got to get over the top. We got to beat these teams. We got to win this national championship. How do you remotivate yourself to go chase another one?
Yeah, well, I think it's never been done here. So that's an easy way to look at it that's the way I look at it is, guys are trying to make history again. You know what I mean? I hadn't done it in 41 years, and I think that motivated a lot of guys. But we also haven't won back-to-back national championships at Montana State. And obviously that's a very high goal, and everybody knows that. But I think it's a good goal to have just because, it keeps guys motivated. And I don't think there's a lack of motivation in our culture at all. I think there's guys that are looking themselves in the mirror and saying, hey, I got to get a lot better for the guys around me. And I know there's a lot of young guys that, want to make an impact on the team that maybe nobody's ever heard about, but are real dudes. And no, it's been fun just because everybody's competing. And, I still think there's a big chip on everybody's shoulder. And, that's hard to do after you've won a national championship. But I don't feel like there's a sense of complacency at all. And I've been really happy with how our guys have worked this spring.
When it comes to you and some of the other key returners, just that pursuit of greatness, that pursuit of, if you guys go back to back, you guys are definitively the greatest group in the history of Montana State, right? There's been other national championship teams, but to be able to actually put 2 in a row together, and then you combine it with the national championship game run, the year before that. It really affirmed just sort of the golden era of Bobcat football. When you guys were all sort of deciding your immediate future, how much did that play into it? Sort of the impact you might be able to have on your legacy as an individual and also as a group?
Yeah, I'll be honest, we didn't really talk too much about being able to run it back. I think everybody honestly knew that there was an opportunity for that, right? I think it was more about just like guys liking to be around each other and the culture we're in. I know for a lot of the Montana guys, it's like, why would I leave? I got all my best friends here, you know what I mean? And our coach has obviously showed his loyalty to us. Coach Sturbick, stayed for myself selfishly, and it was a good opportunity for everybody to come back and enjoy football together. And we got such a great group of guys that are all friends in the locker room, and we all hang out outside of the locker room. It's just football is one thing, but you have to live life out here too. And
Sure.
It was cool just to see everybody saying, "Hey, I'm coming back." Trying to get other guys to come back. It was pretty awesome. But football-wise, we all know that we have the talent, but that's really not going to take you anywhere. At the end of the day, it's about a lot of other little things, and we don't talk too much about getting another one. We talk about the work that needs to be done to get it.
The journey to get there, certainly.
At Holloway and Hulling, we deliver the results that Grizz fans deserve. If you've been charged with a criminal offense or a DUI, we will fight to defend your rights.
If you've been injured in an accident, we have the offense to get you the compensation you deserve.
Choose the right team. Choose Holloway and Hulling for proven criminal defense and personal injury legal services, a proud partner of Grizzly Athletics. Visit us soon at our new downtown location or check out our website.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
In this day and age, it's sort of uncommon to see great athletes, especially from mid-major type of D1 programs like Montana State. I'm talking holistically, the whole athletic department, come back. But you've seen this become a trend there in Bozeman, not just with the football team, but men's basketball, everybody's coming back from last year's team. Women's basketball, Taylor Chirick was the MVP of the league, and she probably could have gone and got a lot of money from a lot of different places, but she's coming back too. How much do you think just the overall culture of the athletic department in Bozeman, and also just sort of the relationship that Bobcat Athletics has with the city and the state, plays into you guys just having such a great experience there and wanting to stay?
Yeah, it's crazy. I talk to people a lot about this. It's like you go to a restaurant down the street and like the owner there comes up to your table and introduces himself, right? And obviously I've never experienced anything like that being from California than at the 2 schools I was at before. But no, like Leon, like I said, it's top down. Like Leon obviously has created like this great culture before I was here, and it's just continued, and the community support is unmatched. Obviously Montana football is what it is, and people in this state care so much about football, and it's so easy to see that, and it's so hard to leave as an athlete here just because, you got all these people that care about you, and I don't know. I get DMs all the time from, fans, and I've been able to create connections, with people in the community just through football, I guess. So it's been awesome. Hard to leave.
It's totally hard to leave. I think about this all the time because people ask me too, like, when are you going to go to a big city, blah, blah, blah. And I always think to myself, you go cover the Los Angeles Lakers, and maybe 1 million people in L.A. care about it. But then another 19 million people in L.A. don't give a rat's whatever about the Lakers, right? Like, if you're in Bozeman, you're a Bobcat, you're not going to really go anywhere where people aren't going to, say what's up and tell you a good job. I mean, if you go downtown Bozeman, every single business has a sticker of Bobcats right there, right? I mean, you walk around town, everybody's wearing cats. Like the whole town, the whole community, the whole state cares about this stuff. And I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I try to tell people back home about it, and it's hard to explain until you're really in it. Yeah.
It totally is, man. And then if you go to the small towns in Montana, then you really realize why. Because, so especially some of your teammates that are from these tiny places, I mean, the whole freaking town is there. When it's Friday Night Lights, it's like everybody is there watching the game. So pretty awesome. Justin Lamson joining us, Big Sky Breakdown, SkylineSportsMT.com, proudly presented in part by the Bobcat Collective. Bobcat Collective has helped keep a lot of these guys at Montana State, so they've done great work. If you want to sign up for the Bobcat Collective and help Montana State continue to make waves in the new age of college athletics, visit BobcatCollective.com. So when it comes to this spring ball then, talked to Coach Sturbeck for about half an hour last week, really insightful talk, and he was talking about just sort of the details that you guys were able to sort of build upon now that you do have so much familiarity within the system. From your seat, how has it gone just as the quarterback, having a second year now into the system and having so many guys around you too that have sort of been in it and have been and playing alongside you for this last year or so?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Sturbeck's doing a great job, and he's just putting a lot on us. And it's been great, like, because the expectation is obviously very high, and he's testing our limits, right? He's getting into different formations that we didn't even get to last year, different types of motions, different personnel groups we may not have gotten into, and it's obviously challenging at times, right? You're going into big installs each practice, and it's been great though. I think we need to take that step as an offense and see who can come up and rise to the occasion and, be in their playbooks, be in their scripts the night before practice, writing up their plays. But it's been awesome just, being able to elevate the offense, because I think there's so much we can do, with the guys that we have on the offense. We got a lot of weapons. But no, it's been awesome just being with Coach Sturbeck, learning from him again. It's my first spring camp with him, so it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you think that helps you just having a spring ball to actually work this stuff out? Because I think a lot of people forget you were in Bozeman last spring, but you weren't actually practicing with the team yet. So, I mean, do you feel like this is a good opportunity for you to sort of get extra time, extra reps, extra work?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, throughout my whole career, I've gotten the most reps this camp ever in my college career out of a whole spring camp. And it's been great just because I know and I appreciate Coach Vegan and Coach Sturbeck, because, I think they want to see me take a step, and I know that I need to take a step. So just getting those extra reps, obviously there's going to be plays where, I don't execute where I need to execute, and just learning a lot about myself through the spring camp. But it's been good work for me, and, I'm loving it.
We're so proud to have played for Montana State.
And wouldn't be where we are today without this program.
Now it's our turn to give back. Bobcat Collective is making a real difference for current and future athletes.
Montana State gave us a foundation to pursue our NFL dreams.
Join us in building something special, because when we invest in our athletes, we invest in the future of Bobcat football. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Join the collective today. Go Cats.
Town & Country Foods is proud of its tradition of providing excellent customer service and quality groceries at an affordable price. Town & Country Foods is proud to be locally owned and operated across the state of Montana, and they are proud to support Montana State Athletics. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned, and they have 9 locations serving towns throughout Montana. Town & Country Foods is in Bozeman, Belgrade, Helena, Livingston, Lewistown, Billings, and in Dillon. Their focus is on great food at a great price, with a huge selection of organic and natural foods. For more information, visit tncfoods.com. A lot of proven commodities in terms of the guys catching the ball. You got a stacked group of receivers, stacked group of tight ends. I'm so interested on Saturday, though, to see some of the guys that are sort of up and coming, right? I mean, we know what Taco Dollar can do. We know what Jabez Woods and Dane Steele can do. We know what Rocky Lencioni can do. Like, those guys are all, all conference type of players. Who else has stood out to you, though? Is there anybody that's been like a young guy that you've been throwing to, or that you've seen some of the other quarterbacks throw to that has been turning heads during spring?
Yeah, I'm happy you asked that, just because there are like so many young guys that I've been able to create a relationship with this spring ball. I didn't get the opportunity to throw with them in the season, But, I'll start with the receivers. Parker Mady. This guy's a dude, and a lot of people are going to learn.
Hearing a lot about him. We got multiple texts from people that have been watching practice saying this guy's sick.
Yeah, he's the real deal. Carter Dalkey, obviously a young guy. As a true freshman, or not even a true freshman yet, I've never seen a dude come into a camp like this and make that many plays. And then in the tight end room, Carter Kurnow is a guy I'm sure you've heard a lot about.
For sure.
Dude's a baller. Then Jordan Reed at receiver as well. And then, at the O-line position, Aiden Kaplan, who's been taking all our first team center reps, is a dude who's just kind of gelled right into JT Reed's spot, and I think he's had a great camp. And, as a quarterback, obviously that relationship's huge, and it's been easy adjustment for me. So, I don't know, I'm so excited. I could talk about all the new guys for like an hour, but I just think there's so many guys that are stepping up, and, we've had a couple old guys banged up, so it's been a lot of reps for the younger guys.
Not surprised by Kurnow, because he was one of those small-town Montana guys that was doing everything in high school, and he was asked to do so much, right? But now that he's just concentrating on football, I'm not surprised that he's really taking it to the next level. He was a sick basketball player. So, do you see that? Does he have, like, some jump ball abilities? How would you just describe the skill set he brings to that tight end spot?
Yeah, well, the first thing I'll say, he's a mean dude. Like, in the run-blocking aspect of things.
He's got an edge, yeah.
He's got an edge for sure, but it's kind of funny because he's like the nicest guy off the field. But no, I think like his pass game ability is really like elevated, and I think him and I have created like a good bond together and kind of got the timing down. But no, dude's a baller, and I don't know. I think the sky's the limit for that guy.
We're interested to hear about Aiden Kaplan as well, because I thought that was one of the key spots for you guys is the interior offensive line, because you have a lot of options there. But who's going to play center? Who's going to play guard? How do the dominoes sort of fall? But it sounds like you've built some good comfort there with Kaplan and probably some of the other guys too. I think you probably already know about Burke Massels just since he's played some center as well. But how have you sort of seen that part of the offensive position battles evolve? Because it seems like that's a key one for you guys on the interior.
Yeah, it's been fun, especially on the interior. Yeah, Aiden, I think him and I have taken almost every rep together. And I think it's so important. And I don't know. He's clear with his calls. Like if he wants me to switch to protection, he's pretty clear with that. I think when I switch to protection, it's easy for him to get that to the rest of the O-line. And he's starting to find his voice now. Getting a little bit of confidence, and he's just doing a great job. And obviously love playing with him. I think he's a really hard worker, and he's gritty as well. So I appreciate that about him.
Well, let's talk about what you have. I guess one last question on the spring ball, and then we'll move on to your camps. But what do you hope to see? How do you hope to execute on Saturday with with some fans in the stands and sort of put a cap on this spring session?
Yeah, I think it's just about being clean, right? Taking what the defense gives you, and then everybody doing our job, and that's kind of the model we had last year. And I think that is always going to play a factor in our offense. Is if we do our 111th, we're going to be just fine. So, I hope that our offense comes out prepared and ready to go. And I know how good our defense is and, we got to bring our A game. So it's going to be fun competition, and it'll be great to see all the fans.
Well, let's tell people about the camps then, because you're going to host a couple camps. This has been a cool sort of thing that's emerged, right? Because I know there's a lot of different ways to do NIL, but I think that if you're doing something that's going to give back to the community, I think that's a great way to go about doing it, because it helps you guys make a little money, but also helps kids have a great experience. So first of all, just tell people about the motivation for these camps, and then we'll sort of get into some of the details of these two sessions.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do like a youth camp, just never felt like I had the platform to do it. So, I guess after last season, just felt like, it'd be a good time to do it. And obviously I went to Tacos camps last year and saw the community involvement, and, there was an opportunity presented to me where I could, do my own, and thought it would just be awesome. I've never done anything really like that. So looking to make it a great experience for every kid that comes out. And, I think there's a couple other players that are going to come out with me, and they're all excited for it. So it should be a good time.
July 18th in Billings, July 19th in Bozeman. So if people want to sign up, what's the best way for them to go about signing up for these?
Yeah, so Baker Bands is presenting the camp. They're a third party. Then if it's on my social media, on my Instagram and in my bio. So if they want to sign up, it's a pretty easy process. And yeah, so it should be pretty easy and simple. And if anybody has any questions, just reach out to me on social media. I'm pretty active on responding. So.
We'll put that link in the metadata of this video here as well. What's most exciting to you about working with the kids this summer?
Yeah, I think like the competition aspect of it, like we're gonna have prizes at the end, and getting to meet the kids. Like I know last year I met a lot of the kids at Tacos camps. Then you get to see them after the game, and they're like, "Oh, I remember you from Tacos Building Camp." And I think that's probably the coolest part about it, just because these kids, they look up to Montana State football players, and they get to hang out with us, and it makes our day again to hang out with them. So it should be fun.
What do you think of just the responsibility that comes with that? Because you're right. I mean, you might as well be whoever. I mean, a Super Bowl winning quarterback to some of these 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids, right? And that's awesome. It's so cool to see the love that a lot of the kids have for Montana State football guys. But I mean, what do you think of just sort of the responsibility that comes along with that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a responsibility with it. You got to put, you got to be smart about what you do at all times. I mean, like you're a figure in the community. I think that's the first thing. You're not only representing yourself, but you're representing Montana State Bobcats. So there's definitely a responsibility with that, and I think Coach Vegan actually does a good job of letting us know that. But regarding the camps, I think there's another responsibility is, people are paying money to come to these camps, and giving them the ability to have a great time and make it about the kids is the most important thing. So trying to do my best to make it to be a great atmosphere, and I think it will be. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, certainly going to be fun again. July 18th in Billings, July 19th in Bozeman. Justin Lamson presenting some camps for youth. So you're doing the whole age group, right? Like everybody's invited.
Yeah, I did like 5 to 18, and kind of didn't want to put a cap on it, just because if someone wants to come that's a senior in high school, you might as well have them out there. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many older kids there will be. Like obviously there's a number of target kids that are usually going to show up, but it should be fun. I don't really care about the age. I just want everybody to come out and have a good time.
Okay, we'll certainly let you know more about these as the dates get closer. But good job on that, and thanks so much for being here today, man. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you in Bozeman, but thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Meeting her stopped your world. The ring you give her should stop her heart.
Tina, will you marry me?
Not again! Don't worry, I'm gonna fix this, because we want to be your jeweler on our beautiful diamond! Clear! Come back to me, Tina! Are you okay?